In the last 10 years of the Champions League, only one of them has been won by a club outside of England or Spain. So it's probably safe to say that English and Spanish clubs have really dominated the Champions League in recent times. But what if the Champions League only had English clubs and Spanish clubs participate? No one else. Well, that's what we're doing today, guys. English clubs are going head-to-head against Spanish clubs in a Champions League battle. I am extremely pumped up for this video, but before we get into it, please hit the like button for me, of course, if you enjoy the content and the vids, guys. And also, if you're new around here, please hit the subscribe button with the little noti bell. It helps me out a ton. Let's go. It is England versus Spain Champions League. To find our clubs that will participate in our England versus Spain Champions League, we're going to look at the Premier League table and La Liga table as of January 29, 2024. And in England, the top 16 clubs will qualify. Liverpool is in first, Man City, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Tottenham, West Ham is in sixth, Brighton in seventh, Man United in eighth, Chelsea, Newcastle, Wolves, Bournemouth is in 12th, 13th goes to Fulham, 14th to Brentford, Crystal Palace in the 15th, and then 16th place to round off goes to Nottingham Forest, Everton, Luton Town, Burnley, and Sheffield United. Unfortunately, they're not qualifying. They all miss out. And from La Liga, it will be Girona because they're in first, Real Madrid in second, Atletico Madrid in third, Barcelona is in fourth, followed by Athletic Club Bilbao, Real Sociedad, Real Betis, Valencia is in eighth, UD Las Palmas in ninth, Getafe in 10th, Deportivo Alaves, Osasuna, Rayo Vallecano, Villarreal in 14th, Mallorca in 15th, and Sevilla is in 16th. No Champions League battle for Celta Vigo, Cadiz, Granada, or Almeria. They are all bottom feeders. They don't qualify. Now that we got our 32 participants, 16 from England and 16 from Spain, we got to spin the wheels and seed all the clubs into 8 groups of 4. We're going to have 2 Premier League clubs and 2 La Liga clubs in every single group to keep it as open and competitive as possible. So let's spin our Premier League wheel and find our first 2 Premier League clubs for Group A. I have a feeling we're gonna have some absolutely hilarious groups like Bournemouth and Girona in the same group, Newcastle and Deportivo Alaves in the same group, maybe even Barcelona and Man United will be in the same group. You never know. All right, our first Premier League club for Group A. It will be, is it Fulham or Brentford? It is Fulham. And our second Premier League club for Group A. Which one is it gonna be? Speaking of Manchester United, Manchester United is in Group A with Fulham. And now we need 2 La Liga clubs for Group A. And the first La Liga club in Group A to join Fulham and Man United will be Real Sociedad. That is a very, very exciting team. I wonder how they're going to do against those Premier League clubs. And the second La Liga club to join Group A and to finalize Group A, it will be Mallorca. Manchester United better get out of Group A. Fulham, Real Sociedad, and Mallorca, I would probably say Man United and Real Sociedad are the favorites. The first Premier League club for Group B. Which club will it be? Nottingham Forest. And the second Premier League club to join Group B with Forest, it will be none other than Brentford. We got Forest and Brentford in Group B. The first La Liga club for Group B will be Real Betis. And one more La Liga club for Group B to join Forest, Brentford, and Real Betis. A giant, an easy group for them. It is Barcelona. We are off to Group C and we're looking for the first Premier League club for Group C. It's also another big one. We're starting it off big for Group C, Liverpool. Who's the second Premier League club for Group C? We're looking at a possible group of death. We may be. It is Tottenham. So we got Liverpool and Tottenham in Group C. The first La Liga side in Group C. This is definitely looking like the group of death. Atletico Madrid. And the last club from La Liga for Group C. Is it a big one? It's not a big one, and I feel very bad for them. It is Osasuna. I think they are out of luck. They are screwed. 3 groups down, 5 groups to go. Our first Premier League club for Group D will be West Ham United. And our second club for Group D from the Premier League, Brighton and Hove Albion, also becoming kind of a competitive group here. Our first La Liga club for Group D to join West Ham and Brighton, it will be Sevilla, a very struggling Sevilla this season. I wonder how they're going to do against West Ham and Brighton. And to join West Ham, Sevilla, and Brighton from La Liga, oh boy, maybe this is the group of death. It is Real Madrid. Real Madrid for sure the favorites in this group, but I don't know about West Ham, Brighton, and Sevilla. Probably a coin flip to make it out between the 3. Group E, the first Premier League club in Group E, it will be Crystal Palace. Welcome to Group E. And to join Crystal Palace in Group E as the second Premier League club, is it Bournemouth or Wolves? It's Bournemouth. The Cherries spinning the La Liga wheel to find our first Group E Spanish club. It will be Athletic Club Bilbao. They're probably better than Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. And the second La Liga club for Group E, which one will it be? Rayo Vallecano. Maybe this group group is actually completely wide open. I would say Athletic Club Bilbao is probably the favorites, but then Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Rayo Vallecano, I don't know who's coming in second. I really don't. Group F, the first Premier League club for Group F. Wolverhampton, Wolves, welcome to Group F. And the second Premier League club for Group F. Man City still on the board, but it won't be Man City. It will be Newcastle. Who's joining Newcastle and Wolves from La Liga in Group F? Deportivo Alaves, welcome to Group F. And the last La Liga club for Group F, it will be Valencia. Welcome. Two more groups to go. We're looking for our first Premier League club for Group G, and it will be Aston Villa with Unai Emery. And the second Premier League club for Group G, Todd Bowley and his riches with Chelsea. We got Villa, we got Chelsea as English clubs in Group G, and Las Palmas will be the first La Liga club in Group G to join them. And the last La Liga club to join Group G, who will it be? Villarreal. I would probably assume that Group G will be dominated by England because Aston Villa and Chelsea are much stronger than Las Palmas and Villarreal. There's only 4 clubs left on the wheels, guys. 2 from the Premier League and 2 from La Liga. So those 4 clubs are all going into Group G. And from the Premier League in Group G, we will have Manchester City and Arsenal. And they will be joined by Getafe and Girona. Also a very, very interesting group, but I would say that Arsenal and Man City are probably the favorites. Our 32 clubs have been seeded into 8 groups of 4, exactly how the wheels drew up the groups. Let's go to the end of the group stage matches, the round of 16. Make your predictions down below. Who is taking this competition down? Will it be an English club? Will it be a Spanish club? Is anyone gonna make any fairy tale runs? Will we have a fairy tale story on our hands? As always, no cheating, no skipping forward. You know the drill. Who will be crowned the best club out of England and Spain? The group stage matches of our England versus Spain Champions League are over, guys. Who is going to the round of 16? We're gonna start as always in Group A. Manchester United, as expected, topped the group on 13 points, 4-1-1. And second place went to a La Liga side, and that was the exciting Real Sociedad. 3-2-1 on 11 points, right behind Man United. Fulham and Mallorca, 6 points for Fulham, 4 points for Mallorca. Obviously, just not good enough to compete with Man United or Real Sociedad. They're both eliminated. Group B will see 2 La Liga sides moving forward into the round of 16, and 2 Premier League sides will be going home. Barcelona on 11 points, dominant. Real Betis right behind them on 10 points, also dominant. Forest kept it close on 8 points, and Brentford was very disappointing, only on 3 points. Forest and Brentford are eliminated. Group C was a possible group of death with Atletico Madrid, Spurs, and Liverpool. Atletico Madrid topped the group on 12 points. Spurs beat out Liverpool, though they came in second on 9 points. Liverpool falls short in third on 7 points, and Osasuna went winless on 3 points. So a big team in Liverpool alongside Osasuna, they're both going home. Group D will again see 2 La Liga sides move on in the competition. Real Madrid, as expected, topped the group, 13 points. Sevilla right behind them on 10 points. Brighton and West Ham, 5 points and 4 points. I really expected better from both of those clubs. They're both going home. Group E had no surprises with Athletic Club Bilbao topping the group on 12 points, 4-0-2. They scored 10 goals, but Crystal Palace from the Premier League beat out Rayo Vallecano and Bournemouth. It was actually a pretty close race for second place. Crystal Palace on 9 points, Vallecano right behind them also on 9 points, but they're eliminated, and Bournemouth finished on 6 points. In Group F, we're gonna see 2 English sides going to the round of 16. Newcastle United topped the group on 13 points, 4-1-1. Wolves right behind them, 2-3-1 on 9 points. Valencia, kind of a close third on 6 points, right behind Wolves. And Deportivo Alaves, 0-3-3. They conceded 16 goals, which is quite a lot. They finished on 3 points. Valencia and Deportivo Alaves are eliminated. Group G will also see 2 Premier League sides move on. Aston Villa in first on 13 points with Unai Emery. Chelsea with Todd Bowley's money right behind them on 9 points. Las Palmas on 5 points. Villarreal, very bad on 4 points. Both of them not competitive enough. 5 and 4 points, not good enough to progress out. And finally, Group H, Arsenal and Man City, of course, they're both gonna be moving forward in the competition. Arsenal topped the group. They actually didn't lose a single game. 3 wins, 3 draws on 12 points. Man City right behind them. Man City actually lost 2 matches, so maybe they're beatable. 3-1-2. Girona kept it close right behind City on 7 points. Getafe, not good enough, 4 points. Girona and Getafe are saying bye-bye. So our round of 16, we'll see some very big matches matches. To start off, Barcelona will take on Man City in the round of 16. Atletico Madrid will take on Real Betis. Man United will face Chelsea. Athletic Club Bilbao will take on Wolves. Aston Villa will take on Spurs. That is also a big one. Newcastle versus Crystal Palace. Real Madrid versus Real Sociedad. And then Arsenal will take on Sevilla. The round of 16 matchups of our England versus Spain Champions League are over, guys. Who is going into the quarterfinals? I took a glance at the results, and we have, I would say, 2 surprises. Everything else is kind of like maybe a surprise, maybe not. You'll see what I'm talking about. We're gonna start with Man City with Barcelona. I did say in the group stage matches that Man City looked like they were beatable, and Barcelona went and beat them. That's definitely not the surprise, though, because this was more of a coin toss. Anyone could win. Barcelona beat them 5-2 on aggregate. Real Betis versus Atletico Madrid, 4-3 on aggregate for Atletico Madrid. It was close, but Real Betis is going home. Atletico Madrid is in the quarterfinals. Chelsea versus Manchester United. It was also very close, 5-4 on aggregate, but Manchester United prevails, sending Todd Bowley and the boys back to England. Man United is in the quarterfinals as well. Wolves versus Athletic Club Bilbao. Athletic Club Bilbao bullied Wolves around 6-2 on aggregate. It was 4-0 in the first leg for Athletic Club Bilbao. Not good enough from Wolverhampton. They are eliminated. Spurs took on Aston Villa, and this one was very close as well, but it went to Aston Villa 3-2 on aggregate. They beat Spurs over 2 legs. Spurs are going home. Aston Villa in the quarters. Newcastle United versus Crystal Palace. Again, very close. 4-3 on aggregate for not Crystal Palace. Newcastle United also in the quarterfinals. And now we come to our surprises. Real Madrid versus Real Sociedad. Well, Real Sociedad took out Real Madrid 4-2 on aggregate. Yeah, 1-0 in the first leg, 3-2 in the second leg, both for Real Sociedad. So, Real Madrid is not in the competition anymore. And neither is Arsenal, because Sevilla beat them also 4-2 on aggregate. It was 2-2 in the first leg, 2-0 in the second leg for Sevilla. Arsenal and Real Madrid both eliminated. So these are the last 8, the quarterfinals. Barcelona will take on Atletico Madrid. Man United will face Athletic Club Bilbao. That one is very, very interesting. Probably a coin toss. Aston Villa will take on Newcastle, and then Real Sociedad will take on Sevilla. The last 8, the quarterfinals are over, guys. We're gonna start with Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona, and Barcelona seems like they are the team to beat right now because they took care of Atletico Madrid. 2-1 in the first leg, 2-1 in the second leg, 4-2 on aggregate. Barcelona will be in the last 4. Then we come to Athletic Club Bilbao versus Manchester United, and I'll be honest with you guys, Manchester United bottled it. They won the first leg 2-1. They beat Athletic Club Bilbao in the first leg, but then they lost the second leg 4-1. So the aggregate is 5-3 for Athletic Club Bilbao. Man United is eliminated. Athletic Club Bilbao is going to the semi-finals. Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Aston Villa was the better side, 3-1 on aggregate. Newcastle is a little bit struggling this season, and Aston Villa under Unai Emery, they are absolutely thriving. So it's no surprises to see here. Aston Villa also in the last 4. And the last matchup, we saw Sevilla take on Real Sociedad, and Sevilla seems to just love competitions. I don't know why. They always do well under pressure. How many Europa Leagues have they won? They beat out Real Sociedad to get to the last 4. 6-3 on aggregate. 3-1 in the first leg, 3-2 in the second leg. Sevilla is in the last 4 as well. So our semifinals will see Barcelona take on a surprising Athletic Club Bilbao. Nice to see them make it all the way down to the semifinals. And then the last remaining Premier League side in Aston Villa will take on Sevilla. Very random to see Aston Villa being the last remaining Premier League side in the competition, but the way that they've been performing this season under Unai Emery, maybe it's not a surprise whatsoever. The semifinals are over, guys. Who is going to be in our Spain versus England Champions League? Athletic Club Bilbao versus Barcelona. I said Barcelona was the team to beat, and they are still the team to beat. 3-1 on aggregate. 2-1 in the first leg for Barcelona, 1-0 in the second leg for Barcelona. Congratulations to Athletic Club Bilbao to making it to the last 4, but they fell a little short. Barcelona is just a better quality club. And in the other semifinals, Sevilla's run was finally put to rest by Aston Villa. Also 3-1 on aggregate. It was very close. 1-0 in the first leg for Aston Villa, 2-1 in the second leg for Aston Villa. Aston Villa is in the final. Unbelievable. Which means our England versus Spain Champions League final, it will be Barcelona with Robert Lewandowski versus Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins, and Unai Emery. You know what? People can hate on Aston Villa all they want, but I think they deserve to be here. They've had an absolutely phenomenal season, and they've showed it in this competition as well. They are not a club to mess around with anymore. This final will be played on neutral ground at San Siro. Aston Villa will take on Barcelona. Here we go. Welcome to San Siro. Barcelona is in their, of course, classic striped kits, and Aston Villa is in their white kits. Is Aston Villa a big club now? Have they always been a big club? Has that ever gone away? I don't think so. Luka Ding. Douglas Luiz. Aston Villa is on the attack now through Moussa Diaby. Diaby, been a fantastic signing. Leon Bailey to Watkins. Maybe Leon Bailey should have shot. Felix again. Gundogan. Ilkay. Holding on. Great player he is. Frankie de Jong, another fantastic player. Holding on again. Lewandowski. It's all Barcelona now. Matty Cash, the Polish international, gets in the way. John McGinn. A journeyman for Aston Villa. He's been through thick and thin with Aston Villa, so it's nice to see him play in some European competitions as of late, as Moussa Diaby takes it out of bounds. And it will be halftime. It will be 0-0 at halftime, guys. It's all up for grabs in the second half. I don't know if I expected more. It was definitely exciting to watch, but no shots really from any team. As second half is underway, we've definitely seen more exciting finals on this channel in these types of videos before. I'm not gonna say it's been stale, but I expected a little more from both teams offensively, I would say. But it is a chess game. They're playing a little chess game. Maybe. Well, he'll play off a nice pass to Robert Lewandowski, and he'll carry it into the box, but it will be intercepted. Pau Torres, Douglas Luiz, and maybe there is a counter here for Aston Villa through Leon Bailey. Pau Torres into the midfield for Douglas Luiz. Is he going to go out wide? Kamara, yes, he will, to Leon Bailey inside for Moussa Diaby. Diaby to Douglas Luiz. Kamara approaching 75 minutes. Not a lot of time left. Aston Villa on a rare attack. Diaby. Holding on. He's trying to get by the defender, but he can't. Kamara now. Douglas Luiz. Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey. Is there a shot? Oh my gosh! Out of nothing. Out of absolutely nothing. Moussa Diaby. He gives Barcelona a 1-0 deficit and Aston Villa a 1-0 lead. Unbelievable. What a pass by Leon Bailey. And what a strike. Ter Stegen is not getting to that. No goalkeeper is getting to that one. Aston Villa take the lead late. Aston Villa may win this one. There's still some time. Diaby's using his speed. Barcelona's playing high up now. They don't have as many defenders back there. We are in stoppage time. 1 minute. Ter Stegen, man, you gotta go long. Dude, you gotta go long. Go long, Stegen. Go. That's the final whistle. Aston Villa, Unai Emery, they are your Spain versus England Champions League winners. What? Aston Villa beat out Spurs. They beat out Newcastle. They beat out Sevilla to get to this final. And then they handed Barcelona a very, very rare loss. Aston Villa, John McGinn, the journeyman, will collect a European trophy for the boys, for Unai Emery. Martinez won the World Cup, and now he wins the Champions League as well, because Aston Villa are your Spain versus England champions. My friends, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. This was a very, very fun video. I cannot believe Aston Villa are crowned champions. Barcelona definitely expected to be in the final. It was nice to see Athletic Club Bilbao also get pretty far. Sevilla as well. They have that history. They have that experience. Sevilla always does well in European competitions. But today it is Aston Villa's day to shine. And you know what? Mr. Unai Emery, if you're an Aston Villa fan, congratulations. If you have any other cool ideas that you want to see on the channel, guys, please hit the like button and comment them down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, by the way, hit the subscribe button. Please subscribe. Legendary photo, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace, 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 peace.